every now and then I have someone who comes in and they need to stop an eviction. And that can be done. There's two ways really to stop an eviction. And it depends on what you're planning on doing. Do you need to stop the eviction in order to get you some more time because you're already going to move somewhere else? Or do you want to stop the eviction to be able to repay whatever you're behind, like we would do for a mortgage with mortgage arrears? Or do you and stay in the place where you're at? One is a Chapter 7 and one is a Chapter 13. Now, if we file a Chapter 7 for you to stop the eviction, what happens is that's the wipeout give back, and since you're behind on the rent, you wouldn't be able to stay where you're at. It will delay the eviction is what it's really going to do. You're still going to have to leave. You're not going to have to owe the landlord any more money with the eviction, but you are going to have to leave probably about 45 days after we file the bankruptcy. On the other hand, if your goal is to stay in the place and stay where you're at, then you would want to do a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And then in that process, it's just like when we're repaying arrears on a house, we're repaying the arrears to the landlord. And we work that out over a period of months through the Chapter 13 bankruptcy. The caveat or the catch with this would be we have to have the arrears paid off before your lease is up. So although your lease may be up in a few months and the bankruptcy could last a number of years, we still have to have your arrears paid up before your lease is up. Otherwise it won't go through, it won't work. In both of these instances though, the key to stopping the eviction is that we have to file the bankruptcy prior to the eviction order being entered by the state court judge. If you have your hearing and the judge issues the order that you have to leave, stopping the eviction is almost impossible in the bankruptcy. If you have that situation, in particular, you definitely want to come in and talk to a lawyer about that. That requires a lot of money up front. It has to be paid into court registries, and it's a much more complicated process and almost impossible to prevent from happening once the eviction order has been entered. If the eviction order hasn't been entered, you've been given your dispossessory papers and you have got a hearing date, or you got your papers and you've come in and see the attorney right away within those 7 days, get a bankruptcy filed, you can stop the eviction and prevent it from going forward. Thank you.